Well, normally I would say if you caught this, you caught the pre-show, but we're starting late, so we're starting the show. Welcome to another week of Pete's Tech Den, show number 44. It's recorded on May 13th, 2016. This is a podcast where we talk about ways in which we can take old tech and reuse it in new ways. Um, and then just in general, ways that we can do cool things with technology without breaking the bank. And then occasionally we'll delve into some of the non-technological issues that come along, some of like moral issues and stuff that come along with technology. It was a couple shows ago, we talked about some of the hidden costs of free things. And hopefully it was helpful to somebody. But tonight I wanted to cover something that I've been messing around with some. Got it up and running. Actually using it to help with the podcast, and it has to do with email. Now, if you've been paying attention to the website for since kind of the beginning, or for a while, for a little while after that, for a while, kind of ironically, I was using it was PTEnternetoutlook.com kind of as the email for the podcast. But I kind of felt that kind of weird because as the show has gone on, it's morphed. We've morphed more and more into talking a lot about Linux and open source software and stuff. Just because it provides provides ordinary people with some pretty incredible access to some pretty incredibly powerful software that normally you'd be paying thousands of dollars you know for a license to run it on one machine, kind of a thing. Um, and so it's kind of weird to be using essentially a Microsoft email address, a Microsoft email service for that kind of a podcast. It just, I don't know. And also I kind of wanted to get to the point where I could get up an email address that was branded for the podcast, and some of the plans that I have that I just need to get around to doing. But so I looked around. I really, I don't know. I've very much got into the whole, open source system, and finding a lot of the value that you can get from it. It's a lot of the cool things that you can do. And so I kind of wanted something that I could run on a relatively minimal resources. If if I was gonna if I was gonna run it on something like that, my own hardware, I guess, give or take. Because I ended up running it on a VPS, which is, I guess, it's renting a server to run it on. I mean, I did look at some like hosted solutions. One in particular, I think the only one I really considered was one called Fastmail. And if you can buy different plans and stuff, and you do ones where you can use your own domain. And I kind of looked at that, and I don't know. Part of me, I like being able to run my software and stuff, and do the things that I want to do, but I want it to be done on kind of on my hardware. I want to be able to run it myself. Like, not only, well, I like it because then I can have control over my own data on which I like. Um, Plus, it also for me as someone in the technology and stuff. It for me, I just feel like it's good experience. Stuff I can learn stuff. And so I went and looked around at several different ones. There's ones like Open Exchange, which is supposed to be kind of like kind of a it's basically kind of like an open source version of Microsoft Exchange. So you had that. Yeah, I looked at one like that. Looked at Zimbra, and they just seemed like they had like just tons of bells and whistles. You know, um, you know, and not just like an email server. Um, they had part where you could do like cloud stuff, where you have cloud storage and stuff like that, and a lot of them had like messaging clients, built in, and just everything, and they really more geared toward like an enterprise, the features that an enterprise would want. And so I came across this the one that we're going to talk about tonight. It's called iRedmail. And I found it pretty kind of fit what I wanted. I wanted something fairly simple. I didn't need a whole lot of the bells and whistles. So it basically does email and handles contacts and can handle a calendar. Um, so one of the kind of nice things is that like you could essentially pretty much you could go out and build your own kind of version of iRedmail kind of a thing. Like they're not like trying to reinvent everything that has already been done. They take advantage of a lot of already open source projects parts, and just kind of putting them together into one piece where you can install them all at once, and they're all configured and stuff. Um, so, just lost my train of thought. Um, but you do when you install it, which I'll link the article. Let me just quick bring it up. There we go. Oh, just a minute. Sorry. Was on the. I had set up to screen capture the other window. Okie dokie. So, I'll bring this over. This is the. It's kind of like a walkthrough. How to. That's the. Yeah, that's how to. For installing Redmail. This one, it's really nice because it's set up for installing it on DigitalOcean, which is actually where I'm hosting mine. And it's great because you can get it set up and on a $5 droplet, and off and running. as it does suggest here, if you do the $5 droplet, you're gonna want to set up some swap, which they've got a link to where of how to do that. So it's not too really hard. But when you're installing it, I mean, there's a few options. But what I wanted to show you, this is what I was doing. This is what I wanted to show you. Here, it's very simple graph. This kind of explains how iRedmail works, and they're really taking care. They're using some postfix. They've got spam filter using Spam Assassin, which is a very popular one. Use Clam AV to do some virus scanning using Dovecot. The one thing that they don't list on here is what they're using if you want to use the webmail. And I didn't realize this when I was going through and installing it the first time, but there's basically two options when it comes to the webmail, and it's one of a couple. The other option that when you're installing Redmail, where you have multiple options, is what kind of database you want. But with the webmail, you can install either Roundcube or Sogo, I think is what it's called. I assume that's how you pronounce it. But I just need to but let me see. Let's just show you. I want to show you Roundcube first. Really use this one. Roundcube is probably it's the simpler of the two operating systems, or not operating, email clients for the webmail. It basically just does mail, email and contacts. That's it. And it looks like this. Now, originally when I first installed this, or I think it was the second time I did, I installed the Sogo, and it was back. They were still on, I think it was version 2, which looks like this. So, just, their webmail, neither one of them looked particularly modern. The main difference is it's demo, so it's in a different language. But the main difference is that Sogo has it has the ability to do calendar. Roundcube is posted in their features that they're working on. One of them is to bring the calendar. So it's when that comes around, okay, then they'll pretty much be comparable. But this was the big thing. I was just looking around, and Sogo actually has version 3 out, and it looks a lot different. So you go from this to, I think I skipped this. Like, it's so much, like, I mean, if you're big into the aesthetics and stuff, like, this hands down looks so much better. Like, so much, and it did. They've done a huge. So something I don't know. I may go back and I've been using Round Cube. I may go back and give Sogo a try. Um, but yeah, I mean um, they've got support for a lot of I mean a, a lot of like mail clients and stuff. It's pretty well handling. Um, and they've got some stuff where they can some kind of cool features like being able to. I guess not. I guess these are cool, but like I don't know. They're more like enterprise almost features kind of a thing where you can set you know delegate access for a for like a mail account to somebody, which I think kind of cool because you could set up you know you could set up like your more generic email accounts, and then you could say I delegate this to these people, and all those people get access to that too, which is kind of nice. Um, Something that might be helpful, I guess, more in a business environment or podcast where you could set up some most generic emails. Um, and some of these, I guess, one thing I guess I have to say, I haven't tried version 3 out with uh, iRedmail, so I don't know what features that might not work. But yeah, they've got some. I mean, looks like they've done a lot. The one thing, like, neither one of them really mentions that I don't know, kind of like kind of nice if they would or I guess it's like on the security side of it, like being able to like encrypt your emails. Like it'd be really nice to be able to do that. I mean, you can set it up and be able to do it, from your desktop mail client. But it'd be nice to be able to do it from the webmail. I guess one thing I did, or one thing is, I guess, is RoundCube said it's one of the features that they're working on, but it's not come yet. So it's like it would be nice to get something like that, especially in this day and age and stuff. And being able to do that would be something that'd be really nice. But it's kind of like it would be nice. Um, but yeah, definitely think I'm gonna maybe try to give Sogo a try. Um, because I mean, it just looks a lot super nice. But I'm just looking to see. Okay, one thing we haven't looked at yet is we looked at kind of what makes up iRedmail. Here we see, basically see the way where the path goes. As we mentioned, it doesn't mention It doesn't, specifically state the webmail clients. The other thing that maybe, if you're thinking about using this, can be kind of important is the admin panel, which is this is the admin panel. Now this, okay, what I'm about to show you. This is the one downside to iRedmail. One downside, and that is it's you get you get the basic features for free, and then if you want the more advanced features, you gotta pony up some big time cash. I'll show you here. Yeah. 1 year license, $500. Yeah. And it's one of those things where it's like, this would really add some like nice features, like being able to do some aliases, being able to set it up so that people can change their password. It can manage some of the whitelisting, blacklisting, spam policy, that kind of stuff. This alias domain support would be really nice, because like the email I'm in the process of moving away from on Yahoo has this cool feature. They call it disposable email accounts, where you basically set up this first part that just always is the same, and then there's this one little part that you can change, and basically create these disposable email addresses that all funnel back into your email account. But if somebody starts spamming you from it, you can always just delete it and move on, and it's gone. So it's like a way of being able to give away your email address without having to give away your email address. And is definitely nice. Unfortunately, with this, you can't. You can if you go down and go down into the SQL database. There's commands you can run to do it. You just don't get the pretty interface that makes it easy to do it. But so in the free version, the admin panel is pretty simple. Your domains, you can create users, you can set admins. You look at the admin log. Yeah, that's about it. Just ain't much to it. Yeah, that's so it's one of those things where it's like, I wish it was, wish it wasn't quite so expensive. But I mean, a lot of the features they were, you're looking at, they were probably thinking these are more, enterprise, where they're going to be, maybe, they're going to be willing and able to pay a little bit more than the consumer. But yeah, just to see, I was gonna jump over and look at. Let's pull. This is another thing that I guess iRedmail has changed. They've changed their website a lot. And it looks. It's been out a while, and and they've really upped and made it look a lot nicer. But yeah, they go list through all their features, but not all of them are available for free. So kind of to bring this to a close. I think I thought it was in a. Oh, here it is. Here you can see the differences between whether you're paying the big bucks or not, kind of thing. But to kind of bring this to a close. Kind of my final thoughts. The nice thing, I guess, the nice thing about iRedmail, I mean, the kind of the, what's the best about, the open source edition, is that it's simple. I mean, it basically, takes all these cool projects, puts them together, and gives you something that's very much workable. And for most people, it's gonna be have everything they want. Especially like if you go as Sogo, where there you're gonna have your email, your contacts, and your calendar, and then be able to sync those things, to your phone and your tablet, that kind of stuff, and then make it very, very, very easy, very simple. Some people who want some of those more advanced features may not. I mean, it's very simple. Not very many bells and whistles. Super easy to install and get running. Probably the hardest thing is getting the DNS, all the DNS records set up properly, which, as I was looking on their website today, I came across in their, I don't know what you call it, the documentation. There's actually documentation for setting up. Yeah, right there. Yeah. Oh no, you can see it over there. Yeah, right there. Set up DNS records. Yeah, it goes through everything you need to. Yes, this would have been helpful. But yeah, so I mean, very easy to do, and to get up and going and running. It's worked. I worked great. And I mean, granted, right now, like I'm just using it for me, kind of a thing. So I haven't put it on under a lot of stress. But I think the biggest thing is gonna be, how much resources are you gonna need into the server that you're running it on. But I mean, for me, the $5 DigitalOcean droplet is doing it. Boom, and pretty happy. One thing I'm thinking of, I don't think I mentioned it, but in the admin panel, you actually set up and do multiple domains. So you don't have to just use one. You can use more than one, which always kind of nice if you want to. Because once you get something like this set up, you're probably gonna want to you want to get as much use out of it as possible. So you may maybe you come together with some friends and set it up, and then then each person can have their own domain and stuff. It's kind of nice. But yeah, that's about it. I mean, just want to scroll through. I think I covered pretty much. I mean, that's kind of the basic overview of some of the things with iRedmail. One thing I will say is I'm actually got involved with the beta for another email server. It's called Open365. Supposed to be kind of like an open source version of what is it called? Office 365. Yeah, Microsoft's doing. And I mean, it's definitely still a beta, so it's still work to be done on it. But I think it's got some promise. I think it's got some interesting, definitely already compared to iRedmail, where I mean, especially when especially like with RoundCube, and then also the iRed admin panel, kind of it doesn't look very modern. And Open365 is a very nice look to it, and brings in some of those more advanced features. Brings in some additional complexity, but I don't feel like it's like. I feel like you have, like over here, you have like the super complicated, tons of bells and whistles. You have your, like your Zimbra and your Open Exchange. And then over here, you have like the super simple with iRedmail. And in the middle, you kind of have the beginnings of Open365. And so once they release the source, they're just working on developing the code. Eventually, they're going to be releasing the code so you can run your own server. Once that's done, then I'm definitely going to be running one just to try it out. And once it comes out of beta, then we'll do a review of it. And we'll see. We'll see how it compares. But yeah, I mean, you can always go out there and check it out. Check it out their website. I'll probably include a link in the show notes. But yeah, that's it. That is the show tonight. So I hope you enjoyed this look at iRedmail. Hoping to get some things done. But yeah, I mean, I think it's I think for a lot of people, iRedmail would satisfy all of their needs. I mean, really. And yeah, that's that. So I mean, one thing I do want to mention is next week, no show. We're off. I'm heading down to Kansas with my brother, and we're gonna be going to the Kansas Linux Fest. It'll be kind of super fun, and I'll hopefully gonna hear some cool sessions. So then we'll be back 2 weeks from today. So May 27th, coming back with a. I'll be doing my review of the Orinx Pro. Which reminds me, I need to publish that. I've done an unboxing of it. I need to publish. It's gonna be pretty cool, and you're gonna want to hear it. It's a pretty awesome computer, but you'll want to come back and hear about that. Lots of fun. So until 2 weeks from now, explore. Don't don't take the well-traveled path. Look for the creative ways we can put together systems and do cool things with technology, but don't break the bank. See ya. Shorter show tonight.